Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to?
Welcome again to Street Talk. My name is Ahmad Shakaraki. And on Street Talk, we did political, social, and economics here in Michigan, the U.S., and abroad. Now, joining me tonight,
Paget Maynard,
Charles Thomas.
All right, man, we got a lot to talk about. But you wanted to touch on the governor of Florida, DeSantis. Here's a man they want to change everything. They don't want minority kids, black kids, to find out anything about what whites did to them, you know, and what whites still doing to them, but what whites did to them when they first got here, you know.
Yeah, did to us.
Yeah, and they gonna claim, oh, they learned some valuable information.
Yeah.
Valuable how? You know, working from sun up to sundown, you know. So they learned some value. What value was that?
Yeah, I mean, he's totally out of line because, you know, it's our kids got to carry, you know, the guilt of what their grandparents did, even though it wasn't in their time. They still perpetuated generation after generation the affliction on the black community. And I didn't learn about Tulsa, Oklahoma until I was like 10 years out of high school. They just kept that totally out of history. And I remember seeing photos of kids dressed up right after church service, had their Sunday best on to watch a hanging.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't keep none of that stuff under the cover. I mean, this is something that was horrific. And I know they got a museum in Alabama, a hanging museum, you know, with the ones that they knew legally that there was a hanging.
Yeah.
But there was thousands that didn't make that list, you know.
Well,
but that's our history. And we got to carry that guilt.
Yeah. And see, the thing is that, and so far, all of these Republicans who's running for president and everything, they haven't come out and said anything about that. But here's a man running for president.
They don't know what to say.
Well, but here's a man running for president of the U.S. and he's trying to change history.
DeSantis. He wants to be. He's a want to be. He is not what he thinks he is. He is purporting to be something he's not. He wants to be this big, high, heavy-handed, we use a common term, heffaturu. And in order to seem that he's this big, no nonsense guy, he is doing all kinds of things that are affecting the people. One of the big issues is education. Yes, he went to an Ivy League university, but I could tell you, the school doesn't make you.
Right.
Okay?
No.
Because lots of people go into those schools and come out just
stupid
as
still.
they went in.
Yeah.
You have some went in dumb, they come out as dumb as they went in. Some come out fools, they went in fools, dumb fools, they came out educated fools. And they're still fools.
Yeah.
And the worst fool is an educated fool. All right?
Yeah.
So here he is now. We are going to control your education. We want to make sure that, you see, if they learn this, the white kids are going to be feeling
Yeah,
sad
yeah.
about what their
Their
foreparents
parents
did. But what about my kids,
Yeah.
your kids,
Yeah.
and all the other black kids and brown kids
Mm-hmm.
who suffered because of what happened to their people
Mm-hmm.
at the hands of the same people who you're saying will feel bad if they know what their folks
Truth
did.
is,
Mhm,
yeah.
yeah.
You can't hide the truth.
No, you
And
can't.
you shouldn't
You could
want to.
try.
Yeah, but it'll surface.
You know,
So-
go ahead.
Yeah, so now you can't teach this, you can't teach that. I mean, okay, let's put the gay LGBT and so put that aside for now. But when you're going to tell me I am not to know about my background,
Mm-hmm.
I think you just stepped out of line.
Right.
Well, but see, the thing about it, he in Florida, he's got the people in these different positions that agreed with him. Do you remember a while back, some months ago, he was firing all those people who didn't agree with whatever his thoughts was, you know.
Right. And,
and
teachers, if they do say anything that the law is now saying you can't say, a teacher could be put in prison for teaching truth.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know.
All the teachers should just walk out the schools.
Yeah, and look at the issue that came up when we let them take prayer out of the churches. The community went nuts, but we could have stopped
Out
it.
of school.
Yeah, they took it out of school,
Mhm.
but that didn't mean you had to take it out of your house.
No.
But we just
One woman got up there,
mm-hmm.
and since you go on that, all those evangelicals who are jumping up behind Trump and all the Republican nonsense, where were they when all of this was going on? A thing as important as prayer. You're a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
prayer is important. You're a Muslim,
Prayer
we
is
know that's a
Yeah.
major part.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
But no, they sat back. But these same people want to murder you. They want to lock up doctors and nurses
Yeah,
if
erase
they
history.
perform
Yeah.
an abortion.
Yeah.
Now, I am not saying you should run and get abortion for the sake of abortion. Okay? There are reasons when you might need to have that. Medical,
Yeah. Rapes.
that should
Yeah.
be done. Not the politician telling you, like, you know, in
It's
some
a-
states
it's a
now they're
moral-
at
yeah, it's a moral issue.
zero
Yeah.
tolerance. You have no reason, nothing to have an abortion,
Yeah.
no
Well,
matter what's going on
Yeah.
to you.
That's a moral issue.
Yeah. Well, you got some states. It's 2 or 3 states saying if you raped or whatever, you
It doesn't
still
matter,
can-
you have
yeah,
to
yeah,
carry
yeah,
it.
Yeah, and then if anybody assists you,
They
Yeah,
could
lose
be
their
like,
life.
in Texas, they had the law where you, an outsider, could track me down
Mhm.
and anybody supporting and take them to court and get thousands of
Yeah.
dollars
Yeah.
from them,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah. And Hitler did the same thing in his community, snitching people out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But don't forget, there's Texas had that law. Look what Texas is doing right now with the migrants coming over.
Mm-hmm.
They got barbed wire,
Mhm.
razor wire,
Yeah, razor wire.
not just the regular barbed
Yeah,
wire,
right.
razor
Yeah,
wire.
Yeah.
military grade.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
in the water.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They put these buoys in the water
Mhm.
Yeah.
in violation of federal law.
Yeah.
And this governor, Abbott,
Mhm.
he is insisting he's not moving them.
Right. And
Now, let me say something real stupid you wouldn't hear from me normally. What if they take him in his wheelchair and carry him out there and drop him in the middle of those barbed wires?
well, the,
Yeah.
the thing is that
He's a racist.
he's a racist, and the other thing is he knows that the judges around in those three or four states, Trump appointed him. So he feel like if he goes to court,
Loyalty.
he'll win anyway. You know.
But you could appeal.
Well, but it's still you got the people that Trump appointed. Well, let's look at this lady who's supposed to be over
And the Mar-a-Lago.
yeah, and
case.
all that, you know.
She's acting differently now, though.
Well, but I still don't trust her, you know, because she did something the other day, you know, and say they was like, whoa, you know, what was it? It was something, and I can't remember what it was, but
I'm not sure. What
they was talking about it. So until he gets 50 or 60 years in prison, you know, I still don't trust her.
Yeah. Well, look at what Trump is getting away. Trump should be in prison now trying to get out of prison.
Yeah.
Based on what he did as far as the government security, top secret material, showing it to non-classified people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enough to put you in prison right there.
Yeah.
What I want to see with all these charges, I want to see big and broad treason.
Yeah.
The
That's
man
what
is
it
treasonous.
High treason.
You left all these documents. The fact that you stole them is bad enough.
Right.
Now you have them exposed. Any Tom, Dick, and Harry could come take pictures or even take it
Yeah.
up and
They
go.
was laying around on the floor.
Yeah.
Then he got waving now. And you know, when I could have them, but now I can't declassify it. So then he's, what's just some newspapers and thing. What? Since when you had to classify all newspapers?
Right. Yeah.
Who he think he could fool?
Yeah.
The man is so stupid. He think everybody's stupid like him.
Well,
yeah,
but
and they support him.
Well,
they
yeah.
know that if he gets in office, you know, they can't do anything to him.
right, and that's
That's the whole plan.
Yeah.
Get in, and they have a plan what they're going to do. They're going to get rid of everything that would stop in his way.
Right. Yeah. And he's going to get those guys out of prison like he promised.
Yeah. And
They can't. No more investigation of him. All them cases going to be gone.
Yeah.
And blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump will be the chief, the head honcho, whatever you want to call him, but it will not be a democracy.
Right.
oh no.
We will no longer have democracy. And the problem is, when we talked earlier, we were talking about democracy. I have a friend, he will tell you they're not democracy. I get where he's coming from. But democracy, the principles of democracy, the basic tenets of democracy, if followed, will work well. But when somebody wants to use a piece of it for his own convenience and discard what doesn't suit him, then we'll run into dictatorship.
Yeah.
Well, but see, that's what Trump wants.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
We
it's
know
like,
that.
Look at
And that's what the Proud Boys want.
look at the people, the people he admire
Yeah. And those
in
southern
the different countries.
Yeah, and those southern churches want that too.
Well,
If they get that, they could get rid of us.
Yeah.
All the blacks would be gone, all the browns would be gone, and this one guy, I think he might have been associated with Trump too. He was Miller. Miller, he is very much a white supremacist.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
see,
And
But
part of his plan with the immigrants coming in, he was the mastermind behind what's going on.
Yeah.
And if he has to be back in there with Trump and others like Trump and himself, then remember Trump only wanted Europeans to come.
well, you know, but see, that's one thing that that, you know, far as I'm concerned, and a million more blacks are concerned, this is our country. This is our country too. You know.
I'm going to correct you there. This is the Indian country.
No,
Wait, give me a break.
Okay.
This is the Indian country, right? They are the people of this land. When the Europeans came here, they welcomed them, they supported them, they helped them.
Mm-hmm.
And what they turn around and do?
And kill them all. Kill most of them.
No, these same Europeans insisting we don't have any business here. And they are the ones who brought us here only to get our labor for free.
Well, that's the reason I'm saying. That's the reason I'm saying no. Hey, this is our country.
We
you know,
built the wealth.
You know,
Without the slaves, we had nothing.
Yeah, free labor.
you
They
know.
would have had nothing here. You wouldn't have the economy you have and all of that.
Yeah.
Because all these things here was built on the back of the black slaves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And most of the war that were fought were won by black slaves.
Oh yeah.
support.
These blacks in the military,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they were hiding it. Look how long before
Yeah.
you know
And they kept
about
you in.
these blacks.
Yeah. Yeah. And they had to, the emancipation was all about enlisting black troops as allies to fight the South.
Mm-hmm.
And they
And
did.
not only that, it was also designed to cripple the South, because when they didn't have the black laborers, they're not going to be able to produce and get their sales.
Mhm.
Talking about which and the black. Back to DeSantis with piece of his stupidity. All right? He want to take proper black history out of school.
Yeah.
But he come now with his own version. Oh, well, the slaves benefited.
Yeah. Yeah. They benefited out.
Tell me, guys.
Like, yeah.
I want you to tell me some of the things that the black Negro slaves benefited as a result of slavery.
Well, you know, and I'm a man with read a lot of history. You know, I'm yet to find anything that
We survived.
yeah, you know, in the
Oh, but
wintertime.
you learned skills that you were able to use later.
Yeah, like they had a workshop.
Yeah, in the wintertime, blacks didn't have clothes to wear, shoes to wear, and
burlap.
all of this thing, all of these,
Mhm.
but they benefited.
Yeah, and that's right. They had to eat.
Well, I can tell
eat
you,
throwed away meat.
Yeah,
maybe you could look at, maybe they benefited some way, somehow. Because eventually, they became smart enough to realize this was not good for them, and therefore we need to leave this place. You end up with the underground railroad and things like that. And I know that's not what he's talking about,
No.
but yes, they learned we're gonna find a way out. You remember that song? Steal away to Jesus?
Yeah.
That was one of the songs you used that talking to each other.
Right. Yeah, we always found a way to communicate.
Yes.
but see,
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
we got stupid and stopped.
Yeah. And another thing too that pricks me very often is that cross was a sign of detriment in the black community.
Okay.
And it's a symbol for white supremacy.
I was going to ask you, wasn't that what the KKK
Right,
did?
yeah.
Always burning a
Right,
cross
burning
in
a
front
cross.
of your place?
Yeah, to purify it because it was only for white people only. And now they believe because that white image of Jesus that they are better than us and they're in the bloodline of that white
No.
image. And they buying
No.
into it.
No. 1,000 times
Yeah.
no.
You can't tell them that.
I'm
okay,
telling them now.
They think they
I'm telling them now, you're not in it.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let's slide off this for a moment. Your boy Clarence Thomas, he
He's your boy? That was wrong, man. You shouldn't
Hey,
do that.
my boy, man, my boy.
That was wrong, man.
Listen, what is my boy doing now then?
yeah.
What else is there on him?
Yeah.
you know, here he is now, and it should be, and you know, of this whole who's the leader of this the ninth what's the name? The guy who voted one time with the Democrats.
In Congress now?
No, in with the Supreme Court. The leader of the Supreme Court.
Oh, you're talking the chief.
Yeah, I forget his name, but anyway, he now he wants to make some rules up for the Supreme Court, you know, and to me, the Supreme Court, it should be, they should have a time, should be
Time limit.
you know,
Yeah, it
like
was
20 or 25 years, something like that.
Yeah.
But hang on a second. How could this man come up with rules when his hardest decision as a judge, as the Chief Justice, was whether or not they should put the fence around the building? That was his hardest decision. He said it.
That was his hardest decision.
Yeah, but he didn't have a hard time throwing the book at a black man, a black woman, a brown man, a brown woman.
Mm-hmm.
Look how many cases they. And there's the guy Alito. Now they find out all that he was getting, these vacations and whatnot, and in the end, this same lawyer who had him, how should I say, feeding him up, feeding him, nicing him up, buttering him up,
Yeah.
end up with cases before him, which he never recused himself from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court is corrupt.
Yeah, it is. All of them at the top, that's where your criminals are.
Well,
If they're committing crimes, they're criminals.
Yeah.
well, I
Looking the other way.
I believe that those three ladies, I believe that they are fair-minded, and the black lady they just put on, I believe she
She has a very good
They
reputation.
have good intentions, but
well-
you can't get past them thugs.
well, no, but I'm saying, so
So you have 3 out of 9, 1/3,
right, who
who
sincere,
okay. The other 2/3, the other 6,
And for the money.
which means you could never get anything right
Yeah.
going there
Right.
because you have corruption here, you have the people in the majority.
Yeah.
So what you can do?
Right.
Well-
and the people that are financing, like the lobbyists and all that, they funnel the money, and whoever gets the highest bid, that's who they go with.
well,
In the first place, the court, the justices of the court, any level of the court for that matter, should never be accepting anything from anybody.
Right. Yeah.
Well-
Because they're being bought, and they act like they don't know that.
Now somebody will come back in fairness, and somebody else could come and say, oh, well, this person got that person got that.
Well-
Okay, fine. And I don't know who all got what. But at least we know some. And we know how dirty it is.
Yeah.
Because that same Clarence Thomas, our boy,
Young boy.
our boy, Clarence
yeah,
Thomas,
but
is now hell-bent on doing things to make life difficult for other people.
yeah, for us,
Especially blacks
Yeah.
and browns.
Yeah.
you would think,
Poor whites too.
Yeah. Even his wife is corrupt.
yeah. Well, she made almost $1 million, last year before last, from some organization,
Yeah.
and then she was one of the main
Oh yeah.
An
people.
insurrection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And Clarence did not recuse
Yeah.
himself.
Right.
no,
Your wife. Now they refer to each other as their best friend.
yeah,
And we talk about everything. But now you say, oh, we don't talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what happened to everything?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if he tried to excuse it. Nobody's so stupid.
And another thing too, he's too old to change. He is what he is, and that's what you don't get.
Well, you know, the thing.
He's changing all right for the worse.
Yeah.
Not for better.
Right, and that's karma.
Well, you know, that's a reason, man. It should be a limit on them, you know. You know, should be time limit on them. 20 or 25 years is long enough, you know.
Right.
And the thing about it is that they cannot be charged anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And I think it was Jefferson, President Jefferson, to put a limit on being in Congress, only 12 years, and you got to get out of there. Now they sitting in there a lifetime.
Well, a guy was saying on TV last week, I forget what channel he was on. Anyway, he was saying, "Oh well, I don't think time limit on Congress would work." You know, he's saying that people get in there, do things, and then get out. You know, and the thing that they help to do would help them, you know, once they get out.
Whether they get out or not, it's helping them. They're helping themselves.
Yeah. Before they get out.
Look, there was this Republican guy. He had to get out.
Okay.
He, around the time with the COVID, spent and sold off all his set of stocks.
Oh yeah, yep.
And
yep.
his brother-in-law, right after that, went and did the same.
Yeah.
But because they had inside information,
Yeah.
because of his position in the Congress and the committee he was on, he knew.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's organized crime.
So it's not nothing. They don't have to be on term limit to get anything.
Well,
what's done in the dark shall come to the light.
I still I don't know whether I would want a limit on them, but I know in the Supreme Court, in all the courts, man, there should be a limit on these people. You know, there should be a limit on how long they can be there, because with people like Clarence Thomas and people like that, man, and like the people we got on the court right now, you know, the 3 people that Trump appointed, you know, they're young enough to make decisions and stuff where it'll be effective on us 30 years from now.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But that's where Congress comes in. They can make laws. They don't have to ask, like Alito thinking that they'd have no control, the Congress, and there's nothing in the Constitution to do anything about that.
Yeah.
It says nothing. So Congress has no control over it. He's lying.
Yeah.
He think everybody will buy it because he's a justice. And they'll just say, oh, well, the justice says that.
They don't have no respect for him.
The foolish thing is written there.
Yeah.
Good
He's
grief.
just there for a photo op. And I cannot, for the sake of me, understand how this idiot can run for president again.
Well, like I said, when you went to prison for a felony, in some places you can't vote. Florida passed a law, the people could vote. DeSantis went and started locking up people. Even the police who went to get them didn't even understand why, but they were sent to get them, so they went. Same way with the waters in Texas. Abbott got all these things there. Is one of the police officers put it out.
Yep.
And because they're not happy that they have to be doing this, people died as a result of that.
Yeah. But the main thrust of the whole program, the agenda that Trump is under, is to get us as a people in check.
Don't let anybody make you think that God chose America as his divine messianic force to be a sort of policeman of the whole world. God has a way of standing before the nations with judgment, and it seems that I can hear God saying to America, you are too arrogant. If you don't change your ways, I will rise up and break the backbone of your power. And I'll place it in the hands of a nation that doesn't even know my name. Be still and know that I'm God.